Turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
The biggest snowflakes out here are always been the white Republicans who are so gung-ho on protecting the feelings of white kids while they ignore the needs of other kids. If Milwaukee's youth has a problem with fighting, well, white youth have a problem with being destructive and offensive. So it is sad that our government is actively working to de-emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished, and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of Wisconsin because they disagree with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering,
Awesome.
Where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And none but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's Thursday.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Thank you for joining me this August 28, 2025. We got another powerful conversation for you today. So I'ma need y'all to open up your ears, okay? All right, look, I need y'all to gather around the radio today because we got a real serious situation that's going on. And I got a call from a mom. That is hurt. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody joining the show in the chat. SE, Reginald, ATV Bob, Josh, Mo the Elephant. I need y'all to tune in. Jeff, salute to Jeff, not really a city girl, in the chat. This is something that most mothers dread to happen, that their child would be out somewhere in one of these sundown towns and get brutally beaten in a barn. This is what happened. And so one of my frontliners from Chicago reached out to me. He reached out to me, said, Tory, there's something going on in Highland, Wisconsin. I had never heard of Highland, Wisconsin. I never heard of Highland, Wisconsin before. But now we gonna learn about Highland, Wisconsin. And it's near Plattsville, Wisconsin. But her son, her 14-year-old son, was beaten in a barn by a large group of white young males, and they pressed him up against the meat grinder. It's a video. They video recorded it. I got the video. And I was talking to the mom, and we were, for at least an hour, to try to figure out what was going on. And they're afraid for their life because they live out there. And the mom is originally from Chicago. And so the son went over from where they was at over to Highland with some friends. And he was beaten. I'm talking about, they tried to take his life, calling him racial slurs. I watched the video, and the mom was just crying because she can't believe how they did her son. So me and my brothers from Chicago and some of the Chicago activists, we're going to get together and we're going to pay Highland a visit, DJ Brother Z. We're going to pay Highland a visit, Highland, Wisconsin a visit. And this should have never happened. These were grown men. I heard that police are involved. Police are involved, and I think they have 4 people. It was multiple people. It was more than 4 people.
On the side, I see more than 4 people.
It was more than 4 people. It was way more than 4 people, and some were adults jumping on this 14-year-old boy. So I hooked up the mom with an attorney, and we're going to organize between my brothers in Chicago on the front lines. Salute to all my brothers on the front lines. And then
my brothers here in Milwaukee, some of the advocates, Von Mays, a lot of the other advocates reached out. Once I made a post, I made a light post about it because the mom do not want to attract a lot of attention because she's still living out there and she's afraid for her life. She's afraid for her life because she's saying that people knocking on her doors and, and now since they had put it out on Snapchat, it was going viral in those communities out there on Snapchat. So the media out there is working on trying to get a story, but you know how they do. They try to hurry up and get the story and try to shape the narrative before it can get out to the world. So I called Attorney B. Ivy Lamar and I said, okay, Attorney B. Ivy Lamar, we got a situation out here in Highland, Wisconsin, and we got to get on it. And we organizing, and once I get the time and once we get the time to go out there, we're going to have to pay these people a visit. We're going to have to go out there and let them know that this is 2025. This is 2025, and this kind of stuff it can't be tolerated. And so I looked on the map. And I was trying to see how far Highland, Wisconsin, how far it was from Milwaukee. And I'm typing it in now to make sure I'm accurate. How far is Highland, Wisconsin from Milwaukee? Because I looked at it and it looked like it was like 2 hours and something. Let me see. If y'all can help me out, don't get online and see what you can find from Milwaukee. I want to be accurate right now. I saw it was like 2 hours and 40-something minutes. Two hours and 40-something minutes, if I'm not mistaken. If y'all, or maybe if y'all got a hard, they say 2 hours and 17 minutes, Josh. Mo the Elephant said 2 hours and 45 minutes. 160 miles away. So if we put it together and we go out there, make sure y'all got a good vehicle. Make sure you got a good vehicle. Don't. This ain't the time to get in the vehicle and it ain't working right. Because you might be going through some of these small towns and you need maybe you have to rent a vehicle if y'all want to join the caravan we trying to put together. Salute to everybody that's on the front lines that do not tolerate this type of behavior. A lot of swear words in the video, even a lot of heavy on the N word and the kill word. So this is a hate crime. And so I'm reaching out to a lot of the state representatives, and I'm reaching out to Josh Call, the state attorney general. We need everybody to get on this. Because this was one of the situations where if we don't come together around this to try to stop this type of behavior and not let them control the narrative of what took place, then we failed this young man. We done failed, and these were grown men. So they say we gonna see this, and we go in this sundown town. This sundown, okay. So once again, I'll be organizing a ride up there, and we gonna let them know we see you. We see you, Highland, Wisconsin, and we want justice. But when we come back, I'm going to need y'all to hold your horses. I'm going to play a clip. Of this video. I don't want to, it's other videos. This the part I can show.
We just got to do it on mute.
Yeah, I'm going to have to put it on mute too because of the words may get us kicked off YouTube. What they saying with the words.
At that point, yeah.
So when we come back, I'm going to play a little bit of some of the situation that we gonna confront here in Highland, Wisconsin, with the young boy. It's already going viral on Snapchat and TikTok. When we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back September 9th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Texas Rangers.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in September 9th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Crash Course, we believe cost shouldn't stand in the way of safe driving. If you're 14 to 19 years old, you may qualify for 100% free driver's ed through Wisconsin's Driver Education Grant Program. That includes the full online course and all required behind-the-wheel lessons at no cost to your family. With convenient school-based pickup through Southeast Wisconsin, getting started is simple. Crash Course, the best choice driving school. Visit crashcoursewi.com to pre-register and hit the road with confidence. Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This summer, make 3rd Street Market Hall your one-stop, must-stop destination to eat, drink, and play. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall featuring 30 Wisconsin breweries, over 50 HDTVs, and happy hour specials all week. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch, 3rd Street Market Hall is your home away from home or office. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for menus, events, and more information.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
And I'm in the now, and it don't take no x-ray to see right through my smile. I know I'll be on the go, and it ain't no drink out there that can numb my soul. Oh no, and all we wanna do is take the chains off. All we wanna do is break the chains off, man. All we wanna do is be free. All we wanna do is be free. All we wanna do is take the chains off. All we wanna do is break the chains off, man. All we wanna do is be free. All we wanna do is be
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Hey, we got video, disturbing video. I must warn everybody, if y'all tuning in live, if y'all watching the show live, we're gonna play a little snippet of the video. All of it is disturbing, knowing what this is, a 14-year-old boy being handled by adults in a barn in Highland, Wisconsin, all by itself. And when y'all see this video, and for my white listeners, a salute to all of the white listeners that we have that don't believe in this type of behavior. But this is a problem. This is a problem. And this mother needs assistance. This mother needs help. And when she reached out to me, when I talked to her, she couldn't even keep a straight conversation on the phone. She kept breaking down mentally because she moved to a place where she thought she was getting out of the mean streets of Chicago. And she got into a space where now her son is facing a whole new monster. They pressed him up against the meat grinder in the barn, making threats that they were going to take his life. We can't even play the audio on this because they might strike down the video. We playing it right now. If y'all watching, we broadcast live. These men are pushing them right there. If you can watch the video, if you're watching live, this is a 14-year-old boy and some grown men and people in a barn in Highland, Wisconsin is pressing them. That's a meat grinder right there. And they're telling them, calling them the N-word, talking about they'll take his life. And this is the behavior that he had to put up with, all by himself in the middle of Highland, Wisconsin. Disturbing video, once again, if y'all watching this. We broadcast live. We got the video going. Look how many people was beating on this young 14-year-old kid. And one guy holding a beer, pushing it. This reminds me of back in times where they was doing the unthinkable to blacks. Look at this. Emmett Till. This is very disturbing, Truth Nation. This is something where I say that when you talk about racism is not, when these politicians come around, these blackface politicians start talking about racism doesn't exist, all you got to do is watch this video and you'll see that these are grown men involved. They say they got 4 arrested right now. I don't want them to get the slap on the wrist like the man that was doing the human sex trafficking in the city. You know, they slapped him on the wrist with 45 days. This is why we got to make a big deal about this. Look at this video. If y'all tuning in, once again, we got disturbing video out of Highland, Wisconsin, playing as we broadcast live about a young black teen was beaten in a barn in Highland, Wisconsin. Look at this. Look at that. Threw a drink on him while they was beating him, too. This is going on in a barn in Highland, Wisconsin. He's all alone. The mother said he caught her laying low in a cornfield. He was an hour away, and he was in a cornfield asking for help, an hour away from where she lived. And she prayed to God that they didn't take his life. I done seen some old pictures from when they used to do terrible things to blacks from the past. But this is 2025, and look at this. Look what they doing. They said they chased them through the cornfields out there. Hey, once again, we'll be organizing to go out to Highland, Wisconsin. Salute to my Chicago frontliners that brought this to my attention. Salute to the brothers and sisters that want to organize and make a stance. It's not about race. You know, this is about people and a sickness that's been going on for hundreds of years. This is a sickness. Evil. Diabolical. And it's showing its ugly head. And when I tell you that it's sundown towns around here, and when you out there around these sundown towns, it's still going on. It's still going on. And ain't no political, nothing gonna stop it. It's just the way of life. It's just the way of life. It ain't got nothing to do with political or nothing. It's just some folks that's sick and they need to be taken off the map. They need to be non-existent. That attitude, that mentality, It's trash. It's trash, and it's a learned behavior. People teaching their kids this sick, evil, vile behavior. I'm telling you, we got attorneys on this, Kimberly Harris. Trust me, I'm the best in the country at this. I'm just showing y'all. I know exactly what to do. I was a victim of a hate crime. I know exactly what to do. I understand what I'm saying. I'm just showing y'all. I'm letting y'all see this. I didn't already hook the mama up and put gates around her and made sure that she had certain things in place. I already did that. It only took me one phone call, 2 or 3 steps to make that happen. But what I'm trying to tell you is this is 2025. And even though we talk about what's going on in the city and they all scared to go outside with things going on in the city, let's say you move into better neighborhoods, you can't win. You try to escape one environment and you end up in another environment. They need Trump to send the troops over to Highland, Wisconsin. But I'm going to come up with a time we're going to get out there and we're going to do what, we're going to make it sure that they know that we see them. Look at that. Thomas in the chat. Brain rot Thomas. No politics involved. You supported a candidate that Joe Biden them did a eulogy for a KKK member. See, you stupid. Your brain is messed up. You bought it out. You think it's one side or another. It's America. This is America. Brain rot Thomas. That's all I'm going to start calling you that. Anybody that started talking brain rot, I'm going to just call you brain rot. Nah, don't block him. Don't block him. Because these people acting crazy. This is real.
Eddie had the audacity to say, "Is this AI?"
But what I'm saying is these are the people that, they like this behavior. They don't look at it. They look at it as, this is, they get off on this type of behavior. You know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. It's gonna take everybody to stop what we seeing on all sides. It's gonna take everybody to say you're gonna have to vibrate higher on a higher frequency, on a higher level. And I'm talking about America. I'm talking about us as Americans. Y'all taking all this great pride in being Americans, but y'all treating each other like crap. It's just one of those things where I lived my whole life having to fight, and then I grew up fighting for others because I learned how to fight for myself. But when I see behavior like this, it just makes me sick to my stomach. Because there's some people that like this type of behavior. This is a horrendous, like Gigi said, this is a horrendous video. And the mother, my prayers go out to the mother and the family that's living out there in these sundown towns where these people may have a certain mentality that is harmful to the mother and her family and have attacked her 14-year-old son. And I couldn't play the words. If y'all would have heard the words, y'all think it was bad watching the video? If I'd have actually played the words, a lot of y'all be heading to Highland, Wisconsin right now. I couldn't even post the video on social media because they would have blocked my page. Every time I post something like that on social media, they block my page. So I didn't post the video. I just got my page back because Joe Biden was restricting people's pages, telling Mark Zuckerberg don't, restrict certain pages. And I was one of those pages. Now I got it back and they apologized and I got the page back just this year. So I got to be careful. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have a pop culture report. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Marquette University High School football lives here. Catch all the action of Hilltoppers football on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Tune in this Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel north to take on the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, CJ Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Tory Lowe with his truth.
It's official. July 5th is Tory Lowe Day in the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County. I am humbled to receive this proclamation from the mayor's office and the county executive's office. To me, this day represents life and purpose and being driven by passion to serve and empower others. It's about being unselfish and answering the call to help those in need and living life with intention. Despite challenges and obstacles, I remain focused on creating real change in my community, county, and state. This recognition isn't about me. It's about the collective efforts of those who supported me along the way. It's about the resilience and determination that defines my journey. As we celebrate this day, I want to leave you with a challenge. What will you do to create positive change in your community? Will you get out and volunteer, mentor, or simply be a support to a friend? Whatever it is, I urge you to take action. Together, we can build a brighter future, one that's filled with hope, opportunity, and empowerment. I am honored to serve, and I am grateful for this recognition. Let's continue to uplift and support one another, striving for a better tomorrow. So what does Tory Lowe Day mean to me? Let's make a difference together. Let's stay committed to our purpose and keep pushing forward even in the face of adversity. I'm excited to see the impact we can make, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve alongside such an amazing community. Now, my question is, what does Tory Lowe Day mean to you?
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Tory Lowe Show weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. Milwaukee Brewers' two-game winning streak came to a screeching halt. They fall to the Arizona Diamondbacks, this one by a final score of 3-2. The good news for the Brewers, they still enter the day with a 6.5-game lead in the National League Central as the Cubs fall to the Giants once again. Tough news injury-wise, though, for the Milwaukee Brewers. All-star closer Trevor McGill hitting the 15-day IL list with a flexor strain in his elbow. He expects to be ready after that 15 days is up. And lastly, we'll head over to the NFL as Week 1 approaches for the Green Bay Packers. According to ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde, wide receiver Jaden Reed dealing with a Jones fracture in his foot. However, the wide receiver plans to be ready for Week 1 against the Detroit Lions. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Aye. What? Look. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. Huh? They ain't talking about nothing. Aye. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. Huh? They ain't talking about nothing. Pickable. I just put them bookers in my chest.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos joining me for the Pop Culture Report. Glenn Pearce, GP, Truth Nation Insider in studio.
What it do?
How you doing, Glenn?
I'm doing good. It feels good to be back.
I know you was down for a second.
Yeah, I was out on assignment.
Right.
Trying to get my mind and my body right.
That's right.
I'm back here. I'm back here live and in effect. Feels good. Feels good to be back.
Good to see you back. You know what? We got an extra day Monday because it's the holiday.
Yeah, I know. I timed it bad.
So you get the you kind of timed it bad, but you kind of got an extra day to heal up as well on Monday.
All good. We'll all be blessed to get an extra day next Monday.
That's pop.
For sure.
Now, what's going on in these pop culture streets?
Well, in the same token of the story, you just told about the young man in Highland, we had another, I don't want to say necessarily a racial conflict, but Taylor Townsend, she was playing at the U.S. Open, playing against Jelena Ostapenko. I believe I said that correctly. But, Townsend was the victor in this match, but they kind of got into a verbal altercation, in between or outside of the lines, I should say, and some harmful words and kind of epithets were, expressed. I believe Jelena told her that watch and what happens outside of America, and that she was classless. Is that a threat? And it could have been. It could have went that far. But she basically told her, she was like, listen, like, you have no class, you have no education.
Because she won.
She was mad. She was salty. Sore loser. Terrible.
What do no class, like you classless by doing that?
Well, the thing is, I think it started, pre-match. There's some type of pre-match tennis etiquette that I believe you're not supposed to hit the ball at a certain time, or she was supposed to clear for Jelena to do some type of warm-up exercise or practice or something like that. She felt slighted in that manner. Mm-hmm. And obviously, once the match was over, you can't really say too much because you're obviously on the opposite sides of the court.
Right.
But Townsend went to give her a handshake, and she kind of just finger in her face, pointing this way, pointing that way, kind of telling her about herself. And, much credit to Townsend. She kept her head held high, addressed everything.
As a championship.
Exactly. She addressed everything.
I won, you lost.
Simple as that.
I don't care what you're talking about.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
Next.
No, yeah, but I mean, it was a tough situation, but it just kind of goes to show that people's true character comes out in moments of weakness and defeat. Who you are when you lose is who you really are, when the lights aren't on and when things aren't shining on you so bright. And so, again, much credit to Townsend, who advanced, obviously, to play another game in the U.S. Open, which is one of the hugest tournaments of the summer, if not the entire year. And for Jelena, there's a lot of bad press going on. She's addressed it as well on her Instagram story, kind of trying to, save face from a social media aspect. But at the end of the day, you already kind of called it out, and you expressed exactly how you felt about this young woman. So,
well, we got some video. Taylor Townsend is reflecting on what happened and what was said. If you're watching this rebroadcast live, let's listen.
I can't speak on what her intentions were. I can only speak on how I handled the situation. And how I handled it is someone who's upset about the outcome that occurred. You lost, and you're upset about that. Saying I have no education and no class, I don't really take that personally because I know that it's so far from the truth. The thing that I'm the most proud of is that I let my racket talk, because ultimately I'm the one here sitting in front of you guys, moving on to the next round, getting the next check, moving on, being able to still be here and speak to you guys. And that's what's the most important. She's packed up and she's gone.
Son her packing.
Drop a bomb for that. She was talking that talk. That's like, you need the ether beat behind that.
What they say? No. Hey, goodbye. Get out of here.
No, much credit to Townsend. It shows that the people in her life raised her right. She addressed it as a champion and a winner would. Again, Jelena Ostapenko has to deal with the credit and the backlash from reporters and also other people, in the tennis world who there's etiquette. It's supposed to be one of the most etiquette related.
Well, she's classless.
It seems like she's the one that's really classless. Right. For sure.
She expressed it.
Mm-hmm. Live and for everybody to see.
They say when somebody pointing a finger at you, they got, 3 fingers pointing back.
That's another bar.
Hey. That's what I'm saying. It's trash. And the thing is, she thought that was a flex to say somebody was uneducated.
Yeah, she was spewing anything that she possibly cut out of her mouth.
That's not an insult to black people because Western culture education is indoctrination.
It is. They came over here and they brought all of us with them. So she really don't know too much about
that ain't no insult.
Man, she was tripping out.
Hey.
And again, the thing that we really got to realize too as well, if you're an athlete, like, you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. And again, this is gonna it's gonna lay with her, and it's gonna stay with her, because there's a paper trail for all of this. Again, Townsend, to her credit, she won, held her head up high, didn't engage with any of the tomfoolery that Jelena was trying to drag her back into. And again, she's moving on to the next. Like she said, packed her up, and she's still
Let
trying
me tell you something. When you win, this is why I tell people, winners don't really say nothing. Because that check about to hit. You know what I mean? You got to go home. You got to pay your own expenses.
Direct deposit.
What I'm saying is she won. She going to the next level.
Yeah.
And you're going home. I'm just going to wave at you. I don't care what you say. You lost.
At all.
And the person who chirped the most is the loser. Most people who talk a lot, they losers, because the real winners, they move on to the next challenge.
And that's the thing,
In
too.
life.
Again, and she made the comment, too, as well. She went on her Instagram story. She took the Instagram to kind of say that I'm not racist. I've never been racist. If you have to tell me, you might have actually said something that offended somebody in the past. You just don't think that it actually offended somebody. And again, I would love to hear a public apology. She still has time to at least kind of
save face.
Yeah, clean this up and be a little more graceful in her approach. But
just say I was mad. I lost.
Yeah.
I lost my cool, and salute to her. Just give her a little salute.
Yeah, but they say ignorance is bliss. So maybe she's in her own world. Maybe she feels as if she said the right thing still. And so I would love to see. I hope they play again. I hope it might become an ongoing rivalry. Maybe this is what tennis needs.
If they here we go, the racial narrative.
Nah, but they already painted it. She painted it.
I'm just saying.
She threw it out there
She
for
did
us.
throw it out there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when the next time it roll around, she won't even be ranked. You know, like I'm just saying, because if you get kicked out early off the tournament, you don't, you know, all the tennis players that move on get ranked higher than you.
Yeah, you're just going to fade
so
into
she
oblivion.
may just not even be relevant by the time this roll around again.
Yeah, or I miss whenever the next major does pop up. I mean, I'm not sure what the tennis calendar has.
She may not be that good. I never heard about her until this.
Hey, making the media for all the wrong reasons.
She just clickbait at this point. This whole story just clickbait is selling papers. That's it. She may not never be ranked or you know, as competitive as she thinks she is. Because once you start losing them big tournaments and hitting them exits, you don't get high rankings.
Yeah, no, not at all. And again, this is another quote that I love, another bar that I love. Lauryn Hill, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? Just saying. Something going on up there. Maybe she need to hit the court a little harder. But hey, I don't know, man. That's all I know.
Well, what else is going on in these pop culture streets?
So we still on this topic of Young Thug and is he a rat? Is he not a rat? Again, there was some I guess there's some video circulating, or I guess there's a testimony, not a testimony, but a deposition. I don't even know what you would call it, but he basically did an interview with an officer discussing some relations and some murder.
Well, when we come back from break, I want to hear, because I heard that
we'll get into it.
The tape is out here floating around.
Yeah, and they saying he bit the cheese.
Truth Nation. We got Glenn Pearce in studio for the Pop Culture Report. Stay locked in.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It all started with a new invention in 1925, the roll screen. The ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born in Pella, Iowa, and has introduced the world to innovation, game-changing decisions ever since. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, and always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. There's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Certain restrictions apply. Yes, that's up to 5 years with no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
Are you scrolling through life instead of living it? With US Cellular's US Mode, it's easier than ever to block out distractions and focus on what truly matters, making genuine connections. And now, through the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you could win $10,000 to reconnect with what's most important. Imagine the joy of creating lifelong memories with loved ones on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Don't miss out. Enter now at giveaway.uscellular.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes runs now till August 31st, 2025. See official rules online. Switch to US Mode and live more.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Glenn Pearce, GP.
What it do?
In studio. What's going on with Young Thug? They saying that it's some video of him in the interrogation room dropping names.
Squeaking? Talking?
Hey.
What you want to call it? Ratting? That's the term for it now.
I thought I heard the word Roscoe.
I mean, so basically they're saying Young Thug was brought in for a 2-hour interview, again, which is now circulating online. Again, I don't know how this resurfaced so late, or I guess that this is now resurfacing. But they're saying that it was in connection to a shooting that I guess many people know about now. Lil Wayne's tour bus got shot up in 2015. And so Roscoe, again, there's clips and there's excerpts, but just like for the people out there, during the 2-hour recording, Thug appears to reference Rocco, and he says, I don't want to block out your case by saying Roscoe ain't do that. And again, he's very vague in the 2-hour kind of recording. There's not many, I guess, let-ons and tell-ons, but there's a lot of hinting and suggesting, and many people are saying that he's a hypocrite for, many of the subtweets that he's thrown at Gunna and everything that he, had going on during his trial that, obviously was facing life for Rico. They're saying that he's a hypocrite and that he also is a rat in its simplest form, that he's, not above what he condemns.
But what I tell you, most people who accuse other people of something
ain't squeaky clean themselves.
I'm talking about like when it comes to the streets, because sometimes the streets is called misdirection. Especially out in the streets, that street stuff. That's why I say a lot of people that's getting away with a lot of stuff, they working with them people. Because the ones that are the real ones that may not understand how, the snitching works, they going to get caught up. They the ones that's going to go to jail. But the insiders, the people that's working with the law enforcement, those are the ones that get to seem real and get away with a lot of things and make it look like, okay, this is the game to be in because look what they doing. But you don't know that they may have connections that allow them to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And so they'll say that somebody that's real is a snitch, and then since they're able to move a certain way, people will believe them.
And that's the thing.
Right.
Everything is for a season and a reason. They may not have anything solid on you yet. They will bring you in and they will keep using you as a resource. And again, we saw it with Thug. This interview happened almost 10 to 11 years ago. And his time came when they had enough information stockpiled to at least bring him up on RICO charges. And it was looking dark for him for a while. Same with Gunna. And obviously he pled out and he got a deal. And it's sad that he keeps addressing these rumors and these issues when he was ultimately given a second chance at life. And again, another thing that we have to kind of draw on as well, too. In the streets, again, there's not a code of ethics, so to say, anymore.
Right.
If you're in the streets and you're a hustler, you're gonna do whatever you need to do to survive, whether that be linking up with this person or
linking up with the police
or paying this person off or making this connection in order for you to stay on top. Obviously,
I watch Power Universe,
and it's just like that.
I'm trying to tell you.
They painted the perfect picture.
The thing is, the old school rules don't apply
at all. Not anymore. Not anymore. For sure.
And they haven't applied for a long time. It's just that now people are starting to see, okay, maybe I need to learn how to sell something else. Maybe I need to learn how to sell a shirt or a hat or some clothes.
Diversify.
They got to diversify their portfolio.
Yeah.
Because what you're seeing is not exactly what it is. It's an illusion, and many times it's a trap. And a lot of these rappers are saying a lot of this stuff to get people to react a certain way to fill up these prisons, but they working. They inside. They working with the people.
And that's the thing. That's how they protect themselves. Again, there's a lot of people, rappers who we say are real street dudes and stuff like that. They have former police and all these former agents and stuff like that on their detail to help them stay ahead of the curve. And that's really another thing that we have to pay attention to. Again, in music, it's all about artistry and it's all about weaving and telling a story. If you're a smart artist, you're not living what you're rapping on a track. You're not out at the bando 2, 3 in the morning making a sale and making a flip and sending so-and-so off to do whatever work. Obviously, there are guys that live that street life, and they're not doing too well musically. They're probably in the feds right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I thought that Tekashi 6ix9ine exposed a lot of this because they took him in, made him. The streets made him. He played the streets. They let a Mexican kid play they played all of them.
Had no gang ties, not at all.
Came in, they thought they was playing him. They was messing around with his girlfriend, and he exposed all of it.
Because he paid his dues. He paid his dues in order to stay relevant and stay protected. And once he was of no value to the gang was like, well, like, this the streets, man. You played us. You feeding our pockets, you lining our pockets. And they did him grimy. I think they robbed his house and stole something. And while his mother or his girlfriend was home, something to that effect. And again, Tekashi 6ix9ine was like, oh, I'm not a street dude. I just thought it looked cool. That's basically what he said. He was like, these are the real guys. I could tell you so-and-so who did this, where they were at this time, because he felt threatened enough to blow the whole thing up. And there's a lot of guys out here that are living a life that they can't pretend to actually fathom or actually understand, that they don't really have to subscribe to.
I was watching an Instagram video of 2 cops, and it was this dude with a sweater on, and he was basically like, "Hey, I work for y'all. Like, y'all messing my play up." He was trying to plead to the cops, and the cops wasn't going for it. But he was basically saying, hey, look, I'm in here trying to get these guys to do X, Y, Z. Y'all messing up the play because I'm working for y'all.
Yeah, and it's a lot of
And he did everything but flash a badge. Like WAC 100, they said he was on the line, and he pulled out his wallet and flashed a badge. A lot of these people ain't what it seems. A lot of this entertainment, a lot of this social media ain't what it seems to be.
Smoke and mirrors at the end of the day. And again, too, we have to also think about this, too. Gunna has been very graceful and very respectful once he got out of jail because he understands the second chance at life that he was given.
But he wasn't really the gangster. He was talented.
No, yeah.
He was running with them due to the talent, but he wasn't really the gang-banging type person like Woody.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that's the thing, too. There's an interview that I love from Wallow. Wallow talks about it. Every gang, you kind of have to know your role, and that's really what, happens to be the downfall of gangs. Gangs were originally brought up as a construct to protect the community and supply kids and other people with resources and stuff like that, and then it became complicated once drugs and weapons and all types of other territorial things, come into effect. But Wallow talks about it all the time. You got some dudes that are just the fly, get money guys. You got guys who are, to this effect, shooters, and the guys that handle kind of the business and stuff like that. And you also have the money makers, the guys that you need to protect and understand that don't need to be involved in any of the actual true crimes that are going on. Gunna understood his role perfectly. He was the fly, smooth dude. He got caught up in a scenario that he didn't really want to be.
Pushing P.
Kept it, and he's still keeping it P. And he hired a good lawyer. He got off, and he's come home, and he's still a charting artist. He's still selling out arenas across the globe because he understands that it's not a feasible lifestyle to live. You can't live that lifestyle into your 40s and 50s because all you're going to do is drag a bunch of people down with you.
So do you believe this affects Young Thug in his credibility, or do anybody care? Because Rick Ross still out here. Rick Ross still making albums. Is this even why are we even talking about this?
But that's the thing.
There's so many people that they got exposed of being what they said they was.
Yeah.
But they still making money. They still doing concerts. I don't believe nobody care at this point. I believe it's all clickbait, and the worst thing that can happen is people ain't talking about you.
I think in time all good things come to pass. I think if Young Thug focused more on his second act again, coming home, going on tour, making new music, I feel like people would sweep it under the rug, because we have for a lot of people. Like, again, Rick Ross being a corrections officer, and Drake with the whole lawsuit thing with Kendrick Lamar. People are still going to tune into the music as long as you make that the primary thing. Every time that we see Young Thug nowadays, it's either something controversial going on with his girlfriend, or it's a subtweet at Gunna talking about you're a rat representative and we don't mess with you, the streets don't mess with you. The streets not feeling him right now because he's not being authentic. Every now and then we see somebody pulling Young Thug's card, and that's essentially what's happening right here. There's 2 hours of him in a room, and there's also a rumor too where he gave testimony, or at least described some things in the back of a car, and he was saying it wasn't counting as ratting because it was inadmissible in court, where the DA threw it out. But you still are on tape admitting to have known about or been aware of certain scenarios, and that can get other people implicated and face time.
Also, Boosie, not to switch gears here, but Boosie facing some federal charges.
But he pleaded out. He pled out. So.
He pled guilty.
Yeah, so I think
he's waiting for a sentencing that's coming up.
I think they said 2 years was the recommendation. So he'll probably get that cut in half and get a little bit of community service. I think he'll be a little bit on the cleaner side of things. But that's the thing. Boosie probably was a super street dude back in the day. I don't know too much of Boosie's history, but he's a family man now, built a compound, hangs out with his family, does interviews, and goes home. Boosie's not out in the streets every day. He's still fighting his,
they caught him with the pistol on a video. He wasn't supposed to have a pistol.
Yeah.
But I think that at this point, a lot of people are waking up to see that the game has changed in the streets.
Yeah.
And they're trying to do whatever they can to get up out the streets, because now the streets is just smoke and mirrors, and it's an advertisement to go to prison.
And that's the thing, too. You're seeing a lot of rappers take more of a humanized kind of like aspect to entertainment. Like, for example, you're seeing a lot of rappers like Offset and other rappers and like Nicki Minaj, they're popping up on streams because they know that they need to reach
the game is changing.
Yeah, they need to reach a different audience in order to stay in the game and create longevity. Young Thug doesn't seem to have a grasp on the game anymore. It just seems like he's out of touch with everything.
Every 10 years, the game changes anyway.
Absolutely.
So you got to stay current.
Yeah. I hope for his sake he just understands that he's been given a second chance at life, and that he needs to go home, be a family man, because the streets is dead. Streets is burnt.
He got a gang of probation, and he just need to chill out.
And they waiting to catch him on the smallest thing. That's all they need.
Well, look, Glenn, thank you for coming in with that Pop Culture Report as usual.
As always.
Powerful.
Appreciate you.
Get well. Hey, look, when we come back, we got guests, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this
Congratulations.
Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away. So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
We address people, young boys, as if they're grown when they're not. For me, they're not young men, they're young boys. And I think if we can keep them in that space, I can do a lot more with someone in middle school when I treat them as the boy that they are versus trying to make them men when they're not. And they probably have very few examples of that.
Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The biggest snowflakes out here have always been the white Republicans, who are so gung-ho on protecting the feelings of white kids while they ignore the needs of other kids. If Milwaukee's youth has a problem with fighting what white youth have a problem with being destructive and offensive. So it is sad that our government is actively working to de-emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished, and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of of Wisconsin because they disagree with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser.
I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum, I possess a unique set of skills
That sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
To break down data.
To have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
my autism.
Will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Reducing food waste with deals on local meals. Restaurants, cafes, and grocers can post everything from day-old bread to extra appetizers on the app Too Good To Go. Vice President of the North American Division, Chris McCauley, says this about the new app.
Once you've made the purchase in the app, you just show up, show them your phone, and they hand you a surprise bag. The key to it is that you don't know what you're going to get because it's the leftovers that they've got at the end of the day, but you do know you've gotten a great deal because typically if you spend $5, you're getting $15 worth of value.
Too Good To Go officially launched yesterday in Milwaukee with over 70 participating businesses. A former Milwaukee County public defender is heading to jail for his role in a prostitution case. 54-year-old Travis Schwantes will spend 45 days behind bars and pay $4,000 in fines after pleading guilty last month to a felony falsifying records and 2 misdemeanors tied to prostitution. Prosecutors say Schwantes paid for sex with women, including some he represented in court, and even falsified paperwork to qualify one woman for public defender services. 2 other felony counts were dropped as part of a plea deal. A new piece of legislation aims to prevent reckless driving on Wisconsin roadways. The proposed bill would make $60 million in state-funded grants available for development of traffic claiming features. State Senator LaToya Johnson says this.
We know the designs that work, that curb extensions, raised sidewalks, pedestrian islands, mini roundabouts, harder center lines, speed bumps. These are all designed to slow the flow of traffic and to protect people.
In 2024, the Wisconsin DOT reported over 5,000 crashes related to reckless driving, resulting in 138 fatalities. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And we got guests. We got Erika Crowley in studio, and she's bringing in the resources because what she's doing is she's working with the housing ideas with the landlord, with the tenants, with helping some families with rent. I mean, what is your official title?
So happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy Thursday.
I am Erika Crowley. I am the director at the Rental Housing Resource Center,
right.
Associated with Community Advocates.
Right. And I didn't, sometimes when I see community advocates, Shawanda, my girl Shawanda over there.
I tried to get her to come, but
why did you get Shawanda to come?
No, she had a bunch of appointments to do today.
Man.
I tried to get her over here with me. I've been asking all week.
That's Fish Street all the way. But
I'll let her know you said hello.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. But it's something that I'm seeing brewing. I call it the post-flood effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been going around, helping people clean their baseboards and helping them remove the junk, basically the elderly and the people that have difficulty with moving around. I try to help them. And also I heard something that, okay, do we have to pay? Because most of these people in these homes are renters.
Mm-hmm.
Most of people that rent, on the north side, and they're not getting any service. They're not getting the basement really repaired the way it needs to be. They're dealing with mold issues.
Mm-hmm.
And since they're renting, they're saying, hey, basically, look, I'm not going to pay this rent on the first.
So a lot of the questions and comments we're getting at the Rental Housing Resource Center is, what am I supposed to do if my basement was flooded, if I'm dealing with mildew or mold issues? Can I apply for rent abatement? Basically, what is my next step? And I always tell any renter that comes in is that you have to pay that rent. Unfortunately, there is no code violation when it comes to mildew or mold. You just have to pay the rent. Now, unless there's a structural issue, there's a foundation issue, or there's a health concern as it relates to the mold or mildew growing in the house, there's really nothing that anyone can do other than to recommend that you clean it up. 2 parts bleach, 2 parts water, and scrub the mold yourself.
Right.
So you cannot pay the rent. However, if it's something where, hey, my basement fell down or my wall has caved in because of the flood issues, right? Then you would need to call the Department of Neighborhood Services, and then an inspector will come out, and then from there they can do an assessment, and then they can get you enrolled in the rent abatement, rent withholding program if the landlord does not fix the issues in X amount of days.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Erika. You know how we get when we feel like we getting shortchanged. So the point is to not get in a situation where you don't have your tenant rights.
Mm-hmm.
And many times people will not pay the rent, upset, high blood pressure, and rightfully so many times. But that ain't the way to do it. You got to pay the rent to keep your tenant rights intact.
Absolutely.
Because people don't know that once you don't pay the rent, once it go past, the first week for some people, whatever the grace period is, some people they have to pay it on the 3rd, or some landlords say, okay, just pay it by the 5th. But if you go past whatever your agreement is, some people say, hey, I just want it on the 1st. Ain't no grace period.
Nope.
Once you get past that point of you didn't pay at a certain time, you're no longer in your tenant rights. And a lot of people don't understand that.
So what people have to understand is that when you signed a lease, you signed a contract, which means you agreed to pay that rent on this date, by this time, despite any other issues that's happening in the house. Right. You made that agreement. So unfortunately, you have to pay the rent. And when you're going to the city, Department of Neighborhood Services, and you want to file a complaint on that landlord, the first thing they're going to ask you is, well, are you current with the rent? They can't put you in any of the rent withholding programs if you're not current on the rent. Now, how community advocates can step in is, one, we know what your tenant rights are. So come down to talk to us. Ask us these questions. And if it is something where, hey, I had an issue where I couldn't pay the rent because of X, Y, and Z, every circumstance is different, but we may have the funding to help you get caught up so that you can go through that process of that rent abatement or that rent withholding program.
Right. And many times, well, from a couple people, they say they got people living with them that have health issues, and they can't live there because of what happened with the flood damage. They're not able to clear out the basement the way they need to. A lot of the remediation ideas, they don't have the money because they didn't have the insurance to cover.
So now we're looking at what's called like relocation, right? Like, hey, my house was so damaged, my house is so full of the mold, the mildew, that it is an unsafe place for me to be in. If that is the case, one, again, Department of Neighborhood Services need to verify that this place is unsafe to be in. And if that's the case, then that's when you would come to community advocates. And again, we all work together, right? If someone came into community advocates today and said, hey, I'm in an unsafe place, this is the situation, the first thing we're going to do is figure out, okay, what other agencies do we work with that we can help you out with? So if it's a quick call to someone at DNS, if it's a quick call to someone at the city, if it's a landlord that we know that has, vacancy, we have what we call wraparound services, right? So we're going to figure out the best possible way to help that client. But if it is somewhere where it's unsafe and the building's been condemned, or someone came and said, the city came and said that this place is unsafe to be at, we can, again, it's a case-by-case situation, but we do have the help to get someone relocated to another place.
Look, I'm seeing that the first is coming up and the worst is coming up. And I just want to get ahead of it. And if you're out there dealing with flood issues, what is the best way to go about it? Because a lot of times, a lot of people, they get frustrated. And I tell people, this is why you got to always tell people, God bless you and have a blessed day, because you don't know what somebody's actually going through, especially after that flood, because it took everybody off guard. No, Milwaukee has never seen a flood like this in a while. So a lot of people didn't get affected as bad, but there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in the Milwaukee area that had lost a lot of things. So that's why I always say, be the nicest person you can be during this time, because you may get into an argument, may not have nothing to do with you, So what should people be doing during this time if they're still struggling from the flood?
One, I will say your frustration is valid, okay? It is okay to be frustrated. It is okay to be annoyed at what's going on. But again, what you should do, communication. Communicate with your landlord. Let your landlord know what's going on. Let your landlord know all the issues that's taking place in that house. And again, if it's something where you and the landlord can figure out a resolution, come to the Rental Housing Resource Center, come to community advocates, come talk to us and let us be your middleman, right? Let us be your advocate. Let us figure out how to help you. Because sometimes you just don't know how to help yourself. You may think, oh, I'm not paying this, I'm not paying that because the landlord didn't do this, and this, or this is what's going on. But you don't really know the process that it takes, or you don't know what tools you need. Sometimes you just need the right wording to say. So come to us and let us help you.
And many times, and because they'll call me and they say, well, I called 211, I called these services, I called this, I did that, and I'm just sitting here waiting. I got a lot of that, but the lines are swamped because everybody's trying to get their help.
Calling, yeah.
How do we deal with that? Can have patience or what?
I would say absolutely have patience, but more importantly, if you are an able body, especially when it comes to RHRC or community advocates, come into the office.
Just come down.
Come into the office. I'm always going to recommend, we take walk-ins every single day, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come into the office. We can help you a lot faster if you come into the office. You are welcome to call us, absolutely. However, again, if there's a higher demand than supply, like if there's more people calling than workers we have to return the calls or answer the questions, you're just going to have to be patient and wait for us to call you back. But if you come into the office, we're always available in the RHRC.
And the address is 728 North James Lovell Street.
Yeah, so we're literally right down the street from you all.
Right. Well, like I said, this is the information that we need, because a lot of times people don't understand things work in stages. And right now we're in a stage where a lot of people lost a lot of their items and things like that. They got to learn about renter's insurance. They got to learn about flood insurance. Or they got a hard lesson about having insurance during this time because they lost everything. And many times the insurance didn't even cover some of this damage.
They lost, yeah. So I would always encourage renters to get renter insurance, and then make sure when you get the insurance, you think about all possible scenarios. Because what a lot of people have learned is that they may have had renter insurance, but their renter insurance didn't cover flood, because flooding is not something you usually see in the city of Milwaukee.
Right.
And we have to understand that when we have this renter insurance, it's protecting us and our stuff. You want that. You want that protection, because, as you mentioned earlier, people have lost everything. I've talked to families who, I lost my furnace, I lost my water heater, I just redid my whole basement this summer, and I lost everything I redid in that basement. But with that insurance, a lot of that stuff can be replaced. So it's important that you got that protection. Like, you need you wouldn't have life insurance, right? You got to have life insurance. Why would you not have renter insurance? You want that protection for yourself.
FEMA. Well, when we come back, Erika, I want to talk about this FEMA because a lot of people are hanging on. Maybe they didn't get anything from the insurance. Maybe they didn't have renter's insurance. And now the last thing left is if they're going to get some help from FEMA. Mm-hmm. So I want to talk about that. We got Erika Crowley in studio from Rental Housing Resource Center associated with Community Advocates. And when we come back, we're going to have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris talk to Emmy award-winning journalist Jamel Hill. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
It's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources, Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
Botox can do more for men than just smooth out wrinkles. It can help reduce chronic migraines, stress-related facial tension, and even excessive sweating. Come on out to Botox and Beers Saturday, September 13th at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. It's an event for men who want to feel better, perform better, and look sharp without the fuss. Come and watch college football, get treated with Botox in the low-key, no-pressure setting of Sweet Talks, then have a brew when you're done. Spots are limited, so reserve yours now at SweetTalks.com. That is SLEETTOX.com.
Marquette University High School football lives here. Catch all the action of Hilltoppers football on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Tune in this Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel north to take on the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Join our coverage starting at 6:30 p.m., leading up to kickoff at 7 p.m. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. And sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, CJ Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
We are the American Cancer Society, making strides against breast cancer. We are nearly 1 million strong and growing stronger every day. Join us on Saturday, October 11th at 8 a.m. at Summerfest Southgate as we come together for the Making Strides of Milwaukee Walk. Whether you walk for a survivor, in memory of a loved one, or to support the American Cancer Society, you bring us closer to a future free from breast cancer. Are you ready to join the #1 breast cancer movement in the country right here in Milwaukee? Sign up for free today at makingstrideswalk.milwaukeewi.org.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Hey, look, we got Erika Crowley in studio, Rental Housing Resource Center and community advocates helping people with the situations of living and rent and working with landlords and tenants, and it's powerful. But right now, there's a situation with the flood, and I'm going to tell you right now that a lot of people got took off guard, and they didn't have the insurance. They didn't have the renter's insurance. They're just trying to see if they can get any kind of help, any kind of resource. FEMA. People talking about FEMA. Where are we at with that?
That's a good question, because I don't know where we are with that.
Oh, wow.
You
just working.
I just work it.
Hey.
But it's the same. I mean, I'm reading the same articles. I'm watching the same news report as everybody else. And what FEMA did, they came in and they did that assessment. And that assessment, that report that they did is going to be turned into our federal government. And we're just waiting for President Trump to make a decision on if they're going to give us the funds. FEMA, all they do is just make a record of all of the issues that's out here, all of the damages that they saw. They came. And to my knowledge, that report is being submitted. So we just have to, we're waiting for our federal government. We're waiting for President Trump to make a decision.
Is that a lot? Because usually when you see FEMA come into towns with natural disasters, that one town that said they only got like $750 or something like that, is FEMA like a full service idea, or they may throw some cash out there?
I have no idea. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no idea. I'm hoping that they properly assess the damage and we get our fair share. I'm hoping that they actually looking at how much money that families lost, the cost of, because the cost of housing has went up. The bricks, the wood, the furnaces, the water heaters, all that stuff cost a lot of money. So I'm hoping that they actually did a true assessment of what everything costs and submit a real plan to get us the help that we need.
I'm looking in the talk to text, and I see a question. They say, Tory, isn't that the owner's, the landlord's responsibility to make sure that the apartment that somebody may be renting is livable? Is that their responsibility to you? I mean, if you're going in out of pocket and you're renting a place to fix it, is that wrong to do? Is that the landlord's job?
So that is the landlord's job. And I always tell tenants, before you move into any place, please do an inspection. And if you're not sure what to look for, come down to the Rental Housing Resource Center. We will be happy to go out with you and look at these apartments. But before you get into any apartment, it should be a safe dwelling. You shouldn't have any electrical issues. It shouldn't be any rodents, any insects. It should, like, all the structural issues should be okay. You should have a great foundation. You shouldn't have any broken windows. You deserve to live in a place that's nice. Right. So absolutely, if the place should be, it is the landlord's responsibility to make sure that the
so
place
if you've been
nice.
sleeping, walking around here with no hot water because the furnace heater, the heaters ain't fixed, and nothing like that, should you be? I mean, that's why they saying I ain't finna pay the rent. I ain't been able to take a shower since the flood.
I would say that you need to contact your landlord, but I always say keep a paper trail, right? So if you're texting your landlord about these issues, text them, email them, keep a paper trail. If the landlord is not being responsive, not wanting to come out and fix anything, again, that's
I need emergency abatement. I need it today.
That's when you come out to us. Come to Community Advocates. Let us walk you through those steps. Again, if it's something where we have contacts over there, right? There are people that we can call and say, hey, this is the situation. What's their next step? How do we walk them through this? But if that is something that is really happening, I know that's happening to a lot of tenants out here. Come to the Rental Housing Resource Center.
And in the process of holding back the rent, it's not a one day I come down here. It's a process.
It's a process.
How long is that process?
Please, I'm just going to say, please do not pay the rent. You have to pay the rent. You are on a legal agreement. If you decide not to pay that rent and that landlord takes you to court and want to evict you, they can evict you because you broke the contract. It's a contract.
Are they breaking it? Is there any way the landlord can breach the contract by not getting stuff done?
You read your lease.
Wow.
If your lease says something like that, then absolutely. But that's why it's important that you read the lease.
And most people just happy to get the apartment.
And they just sign it. So unless the lease has something that says if the landlord refuses to fix XYZ in X amount of days, then you can withhold the rent. That's why it's important to read your lease. Other than that, most leases won't say that. You're not going to find a lease that says that. So
you're not going to find. They want that money. And that many times at the casualties of families that may be feeling like they was wrongfully done. And it's, it's a lot of slumlords out here. I had to sue a couple of them.
Well, I think, at the RHRC, I think we're doing a great job of trying to create like a landlord database that's not considered, quote unquote slumlords. These are like landlords we've been working with, landlords that has available properties, landlords that we know that keep up with their keep up with the maintenance. So again, if it's something where you're dealing with a structure issue, you're not able to live in your house and you have to move, we always have the resources. We have landlords that we can partner you up with, but you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to get an eviction on your name. You don't want that eviction on your name. You don't want that stigma that comes with having that eviction.
And do not ignore your eviction case.
No, please. If you have an eviction case, we would love for clients to be proactive, right? If you know you're going to be behind in the rent, something happened to where you lost some type of income and you just need a little help to get caught up, don't wait to the last minute. Don't wait till it gets so bad where you don't know what to do. Call us. Like I'm telling you, we do our best to help you with what we have.
Well, anything else? Any other resources that we haven't talked about that people need to know about that's going on that you're dealing with that's available to the public?
So one, we still have funding for housing services. So if anyone is behind in the rent, you can come into the office and apply for rental assistance. That money is still available. Our energy assistance season is coming up. Energy assistance starts October 1st. However, we're going to start doing early applications, in-person early applications. So you do not have to call. You can come into the building and see a live person.
Okay,
that's going to be starting September 8th at the same 728 address. And then we have an event that's happening tomorrow in our Rise MKE program. It is called Healing Together, Driven by Hope. I don't know if anyone knows, but it's International Overdose Awareness Week.
Okay.
So tomorrow from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Mitchell Park Pavilion, we are having an event there.
And they're saying there will be poetry writing, a resource fair, and a DIY memorial.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time, so come on out.
It looks like it's pretty fun. It looks like it's going to be a great event. I'll tell you this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
For coming through, because I like I said, I know that when I see high blood pressure boiling up.
Don't have the high blood pressure, y'all. It's okay.
Get stressed out.
Listen. We will do whatever we can to help you in your situation, and not just your housing situation. Even though we're a rental housing resource center, we're going to assess every aspect of your life to see how we can help you, okay?
Oh, wow.
So you may be coming in for rent, but as we have these conversations and as we talk, we're going to see, okay.
You might get some growth.
Right. Are you okay with the food in the house?
Yeah, because a lot of people said that they
lost their food. Yeah,
they needed more food from, they needed to get more EPT.
Just come into the office. Let's see how we can help you. And again, not just housing, but any other basic need that you need. Our goal is to help you in all your basic needs.
This sounds like a life coach or something.
I'm not a life coach, but if you come talk to me for a couple of hours, we may be crying together when you leave. So, I genuinely care about people. I genuinely care about people that's living in poverty. My goal in life is to help people get to their definition of a quality life. So you tell me what your definition is. Let me help you get there.
That sounded powerful, Erika.
Yeah. So
Erika Crowley,
come down.
And the Studio Rental Housing Resource Center and community advocates working during this time of the flood. If y'all need resources, definitely reach out. The Rental Housing Resource Center number is 414-895-RENT, 414-895-RENT. And if you don't know what the rent numbers are, it's 7368, 414-695-7368.
No, 895.
895.
Yeah, 414-895.
What I say, 833?
So 414-895-7368. So that is our number. Again, we are a small staff that's running this call center, so please leave us a message. We will return your call. And I always say, if there's anyone that has like an immediate need, come into the office. I'll be more than happy to share my email with anyone who has an immediate need, and you can send me an email directly.
And I got this RISE thing. What is RISE?
So that's the event that we were talking about. Okay. That's happening tomorrow. So that is our program with our PPI. So that's our program with our PPI program that's just giving out information and making people aware of drug misuse.
You always come in with a bunch of resources.
I do. Every time I come here, I try to bring you a stack.
And I handed them out, too. I wish I would have kept the last stack.
You don't know what you don't know, so I want to make sure that your listeners and the community know that there's a lot of help out here. One of my favorite websites is findhelp.org, and you literally just put in
findhelp.org?
.org, yep. You put in your...
I hope I don't pop up.
No, you're not going to pop up. I'm
talking about Tory Lowe. I might be on there because my phone ain't stopped ringing for 2 weeks straight.
You put your zip code in there, you put in what your need is, and it gives you a list of all of the different organizations, agencies, anything that you can think of, there's a resource for it. So I don't know everything. Most of the stuff I learned is from, again, the networking I do in the community, the different organizations I encounter and learn about what they do. But findhelp.org is one of my favorite websites. So if it's something that I can't help you with or something I don't know, I'm going to make sure we find out.
Okay, and then before you go out for the night.
Yep. So that's just
a little checklist.
Just a little checklist to be safe at night. So just making sure you know what you're drinking, know what's being handed to you. I mean, again, that's with our Rise MKE program. Just a safer. Just again, when you're going out and just making sure that you're doing all the safe things, checking your surroundings.
Don't turn all the way up.
Right. Have a little fun, but just be aware of the fun, or at least have a friend that's watching your back. So if you're going to turn up, have a friend that's watching your back.
Well, great display of resources. Hey, look, I can only throw it out there, Truth Nation, but y'all got to do the walk and y'all got to be about that action. And if y'all going through a lot of uncertainty with the flood, make sure y'all call Erika Crowley and her organization, Rental Housing Resource Center, Community Advocates. They're here. They're here to meet you where you at.
And then follow us on social media. We put so much information.
Y'all got social media?
We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram.
TikTok?
We are on LinkedIn.
Let me find out y'all got a TikTok.
We have one, but we're working on putting more content on there so that we want to reach all generations. But follow us on especially Facebook, Instagram. We're constantly posting. We're constantly sharing information. So for those of us who love this like social media age, follow us.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming through.
Me.
Hey, to the next time.
Yeah,
because there's always something going on.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my most concern because we have a lot of single-family households, and they're largely renters, and they do need somebody to stand in the gap.
Well, I'll come. Anytime you ask me to come, I'll come and share what resources we have.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, look, when we come back, we're going to check back in on that situation in Highland, Wisconsin. For those that are tuning into the show, Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at HAWS Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact HAWS of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive on Collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center center, but it'll be more than that because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. Milwaukee Brewers' 2-game winning streak came to a screeching halt. They fall to the Arizona Diamondbacks, this one by a final score of 3-2. The good news for the Brewers, they still enter the day with a 6.5-game lead in the National League Central as the Cubs fall to the Giants once again. Tough news injury-wise, though, for the Milwaukee Brewers. All-star closer Trevor McGill hitting the 15-day IL list with a flexor strain in his elbow. He expects to be ready after that 15 days is up. And lastly, we'll head over to the NFL as Week 1 approaches for the Green Bay Packers. According to ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde, wide receiver Jaden Reed dealing with a Jones fracture in his foot. However, the wide receiver plans to be ready for Week 1 against the Detroit Lions. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Double up, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up, I ain't telling no lies, I just, I ain't telling no lies, I just
5, 4, 3, 2, that's time. I got to you that money. My dreams come true. My life in diamonds. Who knew? Who knew?
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Hey, I gotta go back to this Highland, Wisconsin situation because I'm hearing that the police are involved. The detectives have called the mom and they have got some people arrested or at least in custody. But you know how that goes. It sounds good. Just because you got in handcuffs and brought in, that don't mean, it get funny. We got to make sure we walk through the whole process when it comes to the situation that's going on. Once again, for those that are tuning in, there was a young 14-year-old teen, Black teen, in Highland, Wisconsin, in a barn, and he was beaten. Somebody said Iowa. No, they said it was Highland, Wisconsin. I looked it up. It could have been. The mom said Highland, Wisconsin. I never heard of it. But we are so close to a lot of these surrounding counties. So I'm going to go with what the mama said. Let me see. Is it a Highland, Iowa that's close? Somebody in the chat says, is it Highland, Iowa? No. Mama said Highland, Wisconsin. So let's see. Is it a Highland Village, Iowa County, Wisconsin? I guess it's all in one. Village of Highland, Wisconsin. That's what it is. That's what she's saying it is. I don't know. We finna head out there. I looked it up. They say it's like 2 hours and 45 minutes away. But for those that are tuning in, we played a video earlier of a young teen out in Highland, and he was brutally beaten. And they had him in a barn, and they pushed him up against the meat grinder, And I'm hearing news as well from the mom that the barn is possibly now burned down. I don't know. We got to head out there. I just got some information from saying and hearing that the barn might be possibly that this happening may not be there no more. So I don't know what's going on out there. But for those that are tuning into the show, I'm going to show another round of this video that happened recently with a young teenage black boy, black male in Highland, Wisconsin. I guess it's an hour and 45 minutes. Somebody even said it was an hour and 15 minutes if you got a lead foot. I don't know. I ain't never drove out that way. But right now we're organizing, and salute to Attorney B. Ivy Lamar, who is working on this as well. If y'all watching as we broadcast live, we're going to show just the part of the video that we can actually show. Because there's more video to this. And these are the parts of the video that we can actually show. If you're watching as we broadcast live, once again, you got the young man being with adult men involved as well. 14 years old, brutally beaten in a barn in Highland, Wisconsin by multiple people in a barn. And when I tell you that when I saw this video, it just made my heart sink that this is 2025. This looks like something out of the old movies where back down south, this is what it looked like. But it's happening right here in Wisconsin, and we're going to make sure that we address this issue. Once again, salute to Attorney B. Ivy Lamar. Salute to a lot of my brothers and sisters out in Chicago that reached out. Crime chasers in Chicago. Tory from Chicago reached out. Some activists here after I made a post, a short worded post. I didn't even post the video. Reached out here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, saying, hey, we ready to ride. I said, well, y'all better make sure y'all got good vehicles because we riding down to them sundown towns. And I'm going to tell you right now, the further you get away from Milwaukee, you got to make sure that you're organized. You got to make sure that you're strategic. You got to make sure that you're understanding what is going on because sometimes when you get so far into a certain part of Wisconsin, you got to make sure you keep your head on a swivel. I understand what I'm saying. For those that are tuning in, we'll run it back one more time. I see that more people are tuning in. Run it back one more time, DJ Brother Z. I see a lot of people kind of tapping in late. But this is the video of a young 14-year-old that is in Highland, Wisconsin, in a barn, up against a meat grinder. That machine that y'all seeing as we broadcast live, that's a meat grinder that they pushing them up like they about to throw them in, like they threatening. I can't even play the audio on this because it's so vulgar and violent. This is a hate crime. This is definitely a hate crime. If you listen to the words, I'm going to tell you right now, some people will stop listening to the show and head up to Highland, Wisconsin. Right now, if we had the words going. We not even playing what they was actually saying. Very disturbing video going on right here. So understand, Truth Nation, we got to be about that action, not only in the city of Milwaukee. I get calls from all over the state. I travel all over to different parts of Chicago and other places dealing with situations that are deeply concerning to the people in the community. So salute to everybody for reaching out because they want to organize to get out there to Highland, Wisconsin. Y'all going to hear about it because we're going to go out here and deal with it. I know a lot of people, y'all bought it out, but it's a lot of things going on the front lines. And that's why y'all should salute these brothers out here that's working on the front lines and dealing with these tough issues instead of talking out the side of your face all the time. Some of y'all, that's all y'all gonna do. The rest of y'all life is talk out the side of y'all face, and y'all not gonna do nothing real. So when the real stuff happen, you ain't nowhere to be found. And that's sad. Because you talking, but you ain't walking. That's why I always, when I start my show, I always say salute to all the brothers and sisters on the front lines. 5923 says they probably saying Iowa because it happened in Iowa County, Wisconsin. Hey, you get the. I don't even know what these counties get tricky out there. We ain't from them parts. And after the sun go down, these are real. We talk about sundown towns, but this the real sundown town issue. This the real sundown town. DJ Brother Z, if the world was only a place where we can all live and just live our lives and have a great time and raise our families, it would be easier, but it's not. It's not. And like I said, this is what I do. This is what the brothers and sisters on the front line do. If y'all want to chime in on what's going on in Highland, Wisconsin, if y'all seen the video, if y'all got anything to say about it, 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. We're going to be organizing shortly here to make sure that we get out here and make sure that we do what we can do. We got Lisa on the lines. Lisa. Oh, we got to run a break. Well, when we come back, we'll have Lisa on the line. We got some security mic on the lines. We got some talk to text. We got some chat. We're going to try to get to it all when we get back. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
If you have built-in advantages as a white person that you just have, and it's not like a white kid has sat down when they're young and said, okay, white kid, you have all these advantages. They just exist. It's built into the fabric of what America is. And I don't expect them to want to willingly give up their advantages. Just like I don't expect someone who is successful to share their secrets of their success. I expect successful people to gatekeep.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It all started with a new invention in 1925, the roll screen. The ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born in Pella, Iowa, and has introduced the world to innovation, game-changing decisions ever since. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, and always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. There's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Certain restrictions apply. Yes, that's up to 5 years with no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you scrolling through life instead of living it? With US Cellular's US Mode, it's easier than ever to block out distractions and focus on what truly matters, making genuine connections. And now, through the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you could win $10,000 to reconnect with what's most important. Imagine the joy of creating lifelong memories with loved ones on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Don't miss out. Enter now at giveaway.uscellular.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes runs now till August 31st, 2025. See official rules online. Switch to US Mode and live more. For over 10 years, Crash Course has helped new drivers thrive. proudly serving Southeast Wisconsin with integrity, innovation, and a commitment to safety. They offer programs for both teens and adults led by state-licensed, safety-focused instructors. With flexible school-based pickup in communities across Southeast Wisconsin, Crash Course makes getting started simple and stress-free. Crash Course, the best choice driving school, trusted by thousands. Visit CrashCourseWI.com to enroll today.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. We got a situation out in Highland, Wisconsin, where a young man was brutally beaten in a barn out there with some friends, hanging out with some friends. I'll say this. I won't speculate on how it started because it sounded like they was saying the N-word. And it was kind of racially motivated because of the language. So if y'all would have heard the language that they was using, it would make more sense on what took place. But I cannot play that because they may delete the YouTube. Or if I post it on Facebook, they may delete or restrict my page. It was so vulgar and violent and disturbing. We got Lisa on the lines. Lisa. How you doing, Lisa?
I'm doing good, Tory, but I was until I saw this video. I want us black women to look at that young black baby. Even if you don't have any children, even if you have sons, it doesn't matter. Look at that. Look at our black baby. Our black baby was fighting for his life. We would be on the same page. He knew they were going to put him in a meat grinder. That's why he's fighting and he was backing away from it. But still, I'm not going to say the white men. The white boys still couldn't. Still, one little 14-year-old boy, you couldn't handle a little 14-year-old child? Now, let's switch the page. A bunch of black men, or we could say black boys, beating up a white boy. Pushing him up against a meat grinder. Oh, it would have been burnt down with the black man in the building. It would have been burnt down immediately.
Look what happened with Emmett Till.
Right. This is one white guy. I think he's on TikTok or Facebook. Now, what he does is he gets, I think he's married to a black woman. And he's kind of like, he sounds like Hulk Hogan. I think some of you probably whatever. But, boy, he get mad. He finds them. He finds everybody that's in a video. He puts a video up of them. He calls their employer, sends a video, tell them this is your employer. He puts the images out there to people to see. This is this person. This is their name. He even gives the address to where they live. He can find that too. I'm going to send him this video because, see, what's going to happen is if they do find these guys, these boys, they're going to persecute them. Yeah, they might give them 10 years, 15 years, but guess what? They're like, we're okay with that because we know Donald Trump is going to get us off. He's going to pardon us. So what's the point? What's the point of all of it? They do this because they feel and believe they can get away with it. And the way America is going, they are. They are getting away with it.
They've been getting away with it, though. Before even this president. During Barack Obama, they was getting away with it.
But we call, this is the generation woke. How woke are you? Really, how woke are you? So when you find these characters, these boys, you make sure they're persecuted. And not even Trump. No, not even him. Because you know he as racist as he is. You come on, America, you know that. He's getting rid of us, too. That's a whole different story. But you look what's going to happen to us. I'm going to send this video to this guy. I'm going to find out who he is, send this video to him so he can break down each and every, Thomas, whoever's all up in there. Who all was in those videos? Pushing that baby around like that and beating on him. and find out who they were, give it to the attorneys, give it to who needs to go to, give it to the public, so it can be they can all be dealt with. And we sit back and we're going to continue to watch how they persecute them, if they persecute them.
That's why I say I had to hop on that, because I know how it is when they take people into custody and they try to calm everybody down, but then the end result be, we be shocked because you thought that they went to jail and all of. No. It's just, and it's a small town where everybody know everybody. The judge know everybody. They cousins. They probably didn't slept with each other and all. It ain't no telling how this finna go down.
Their nephew was probably in that barn.
Right. Their nephew's probably, the judge's nephew probably in the barn. It's a small town. Security Mike? How you doing, Security Mike?
Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, this she just hit it on the head that they feeling emboldened that they can do this kind of stuff. And that's a child, 14 years old, that's immaterial all over again. They don't even look at our children as children to do something like that. Now, if they put him in that meat grinder, that's hideous, man. And if y'all go up there and that place is burned down, they're just trying to get rid of all the evidence and everything.
Right. But we got video.
And it's going to be more and more this as long as this administration is in power. And I think it's going to be forever because Trump ain't leaving the White House. Even if we try to vote him out, we may not even get to vote this election. So this world is going back to them times, it seems like, man. So I wish y'all luck and well, and you can come up with something when y'all go out there. And to be careful, because that is a sundown town.
That's why I say you gotta have a strategy. And look, like I said, it happened to me. Some people jump me at work and try to throw me in the hog grinder back in 2005. That's why I say, like, this is very disturbing to me because I was one of the people that I had to survive an attack too. How you think I became the way I am now? I woke up. I woke all the way up. I was always a good kid. I was always trying to, make the right decisions. But after that, I went Super Saiyan out here when it came to dealing with the issues of the people, and I help everybody. But at the same time, when you see things like this, you just hop right on it. And like I said, we've got some things in play right now while I'm on the show and working with the mom and things like that. Even though they that far out, it's never too far to really show up and show out and make sure that you're not going to tolerate this type of behavior. Not going to tolerate it. And here we go. Here we go. It's one of those things, Truth Nation, and that's why I say it's one of those things where we living in 2025 and we watching videos like this. When we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversation. Stay tapped in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this.
Congratulations. Woo! God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Oh.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. Yeah. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back September 9th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Texas Rangers.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in September 9th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Tired of hearing no from other banks? No to a loan? No to a checking account? Just no? At Brewery Credit Union, we find ways to say yes. Yes to second chances. Yes to rebuilding credit. Yes to helping you save, borrow, and thrive. Work with our credit specialists and move your financial life forward. Brewery Credit Union, Milwaukee's best place to borrow and save. Visit brewerycu.com. That is brewerycu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Steinhaffel's biggest Labor Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide or use Steinhaffel's 60-month 0% financing and get $50 instant cash back for every $499 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free Premier delivery on your entire order. And get amazing doorbusters like a Sealy mattress for only $199 and sofas starting at just $299. Shop Steinhaffel's Labor Day sale in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
The biggest snowflakes out here are always been the white Republicans who are so gung-ho on protecting the feelings of white kids while they ignore the needs of other kids. If Milwaukee's youth has a problem with fighting, well, white youth have a problem with being destructive and offensive. So it is sad that our government is actively working to de-emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished, and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of Wisconsin because they disagree with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. Locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Reducing food waste with deals on local meals. Restaurants, cafes, and grocers can post everything from day-old bread to extra appetizers on the app Too Good To Go. Vice President of the North American Division, Chris McCauley, says this about the new app.
Once you've made the purchase in the app, you just show up, show them your phone, and they hand you a surprise bag. The key to it is that you don't know what you're going to get because it's the leftovers that they've got at the end of the day, but you do know you've gotten a great deal because typically if you spend $5, you're getting $15 worth of value.
Too Good To Go officially launched yesterday in Milwaukee with over 70 participating businesses. A former Milwaukee County public defender is heading to jail for his role in a prostitution case. 54-year-old Travis Schwantes will spend 45 days behind bars and pay $4,000 in fines after pleading guilty last month to a felony falsifying records and 2 misdemeanors tied to prostitution. Prosecutors say Schwantes paid for sex with women, including some he represented in court.
Ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. We ready.
American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And we found an article that was written from Iowa County, Wisconsin, WKOW. The Iowa County Sheriff's Office is investigating a fight involving teens that happened August 16th at a barn in the town of Pulaski. I guess this is what they're saying, the town of Pulaski. The video shows a group of boys attacking a 14-year-old African-American boy from Platteville. They're saying that they're investigating this, and regardless of what we think is going to happen, it's a small town. It's not like Milwaukee. A lot of these people know each other, and we don't want this to be swept under a rug. So I don't really even trust a lot of this, whatever the narrative they're trying to come up with, because the narrative even is kind of weird, Authorities investigating attack involving teens using racial slurs toward African-American boy. Hey, they softened it up. But do the article got any video from the news outlet? If y'all watching this rebroadcast live, I want to play the article that was printed. Let's listen.
County Sheriff's Office is investigating a fight that happened at a barn in the town of Pulaski. Video shows a group of boys attacking a black boy and using racial slurs.
Lucas Kim talked with a community leader and friend of the family of the boy who was attacked. He's got you covered on her plea to law enforcement. We want to warn you, some of this video may be disturbing to watch. We're also blurring faces because many are believed to be minors.
Cell phone video appears to show a group of teenagers attacking a 14-year-old African-American teen from Platteville in the town of Pulaski on Saturday, August 16.
And I'm looking at the video, and it tore my heart.
Lynn Parrott is the city of Platteville's alderperson at large and says she was shocked to see the video. The victim's mother sent it to her.
The slurs and the verbiage and the, beat that N-word and F that N-word and bust his eye. Like, why?
Parrott says thankfully the 14-year-old boy is recovering from his injuries and is okay physically, but says he's emotionally scarred from this incident forever.
He could get to the point where he doesn't trust. He'll lose friends. He'll withdraw. Is that what we want?
Parrott says the boy told his family that he was a target because the group mistook him for someone else. You can see in the video some of the people there tried to break up the fight. Iowa County Sheriff Mike Peterson says the fight is under investigation. His deputies responded that night because a fire was reported at the same spot. When they got there, the people who were part of the fight had left. They are reviewing the video now to identify the people involved. Meanwhile, Parrott is calling for accountability.
He went out to an event with some friends that he had some trust, right? And so if he trusted these people that brought him out there, like, what happened?
In Platteville, I'm Lucas Kim.
Hey, all right, I didn't know. They got a black alderwoman in Platteville, Wisconsin? This story getting deep. This story gets deeper as we keep pulling the layers back. Took him for someone else, not really a city girl in the chat says, it's not many blacks out there. We got Al on the lines. Al.
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
How you doing now?
Have y'all ever thought about teaching y'all kids some guerrilla tactics? Because if you kick him in his right temple, the left temple will shatter. If you hit him in his eye, you can lodge that down in his baby toe. If you crack him in the nose and hit him in the throat, and hit him with a combination of an uppercut, his brain would explode and it would be sitting up on Mars. I think the problem is y'all not teaching y'all kids no self-defense. Y'all teaching too much of that Bible and turning the sheet. Maybe you teach them some guerrilla tactics. So when they do come to you, you come down hard on them. Because if they trying to kill you, why not take them out? I never could understand that. These racist folks be coming to y'all and y'all don't want to fight back. They want to call you all kind of N-words. Why not knock their eye out their left ear? Why not have blood draining out their eyes, their ears, and maggots starting to rot out their flesh? I don't understand that. If somebody's coming to you with hatred, it's not for you to talk. It's about you taking them out. Because why should they have to visit you at a funeral home and their daddy patting their racist kids on their head talking about a good job? If you're going to come like a dog, treat them like a dog, and you break every bone. See, y'all going to get tired of playing the bigger person, thinking Jesus Christ and all that stuff. You better put self-preservation first. And anywhere you go, any room you go in, you look for potential weapons. Don't go in there thinking we all cool, because you don't supposed to trust nobody. But if somebody lay their hands on you, you treat them worse than the devil treated Jesus. And keep in mind, Jesus killed 2.5 million. The devil only killed 10. So y'all gonna have to learn, because you see, this stuff, y'all need to teach y'all kids some guerrilla tactics. And trust me, they won't try that with nobody else. Y'all have yourself a good day, by the way. Remember, the eyes. Because if you take out the eyes, they can't see. You kick them in the throat, they can't breathe. If you kick them in the temple, they automatically taking a nap. If you kick them in the knees, they can't walk. If you break the foot, they can't run. You got to think like you're worse than them. Y'all going to find out eventually. Have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.
Hey, I taught my son self-defense. I taught my kids self-defense. I said, don't go out there and use it. Don't go out there and use it just on anybody. But if somebody try to do something to you, make sure they don't do it to nobody else. Make sure when you get done, they don't get to carry on with nobody else with it. Allen, how you doing, Allen?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, brother Allen?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, I wrote you a letter about I'm involved in the community, too. You're like a black version of me. I'm a white version of you.
Oh, wow.
I will say this. No, man, I wrote you about something with the city. It's time for change here, man. And I got something. This is a different topic. I don't want to talk. But I got something on Hamilton. And I tell you why he left off, one of these days. I know why he left. It's because of me and this legal stuff. Him and some developers. But anyway, what's going on here? I got my daughter, I believe exactly what he said. You go biblical. There's no reason that you should have to hurt somebody. But when somebody tries to hurt you or yours, they will never, ever, ever be the same. My daughter, years ago, she got her hands put on her by an adult. And she told these guys, they were employees of a school here in MPS. And she told them, she said, I'm telling my dad, and my dad is going to kick your blank all day long. Now, I'm an old dude. I walk around in suits and everything else. And the guy laughed. He said, that blah, 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 white this and that. And when I went to the school, I walked up to this cat. And I said, hey, you like kicking kids? And I kicked him square in the face. And wear dress shoes. The number one thing that, and he was never the same. And then this other guy was supposed to be a kung fu guy, and he tapped out in about 10 seconds. But what your friend was saying on there, there's a few other things. You control their head, they can't go nowhere. Screw the eye, a thumb in the eye is all you need, a slap on the side of the ear, or a thumb in the throat. The people who did that to that kid are scum. And I'm white. They're scum. And they need to pay for what they did. That young man did nothing. And on top of what happened, he's by himself. They would not do that stuff down here by Midget Foods, on Center Street. They ain't going to walk down there and cause no trouble.
Hey.
If you want someone to go out there with you, I'm telling you right now, I will go with you. And I have no problem conducting myself in the white world of suits and ties. I win all the time. My wife is black. I just won again in Aurora over the weekend. They had her sitting in a hot room for 45 minutes. And like I told the administrator over here, the only reason you got away with that is because of the color of her skin. But you should have read her file, because I'm her husband. And I'm your friend, and I'm the friend of all my neighbors. I will not play with these people, man. White, black, green, or blue. If you hurt one of mine, you've hurt me, and you ain't hurting me twice.
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, I believe in self-defense. I believe in my Second Amendment rights. I believe in all of that. I don't believe going out and starting nothing with nobody. I don't believe in all of that. But if you want to do it, hey, I'm not going to sit there and let you do nothing or anything to me. It's not going to happen like that. And I teach my kids, I teach everybody, hey, look, if somebody want to bring that type of frequency to you, make sure you shut it off. Make sure you can discontinue that frequency. Make sure that that's the last stop. Make sure they don't deal with nobody else in that kind of way. But it is what it is. And we living in times where you got to know how to do it, be strategic about doing it, and understand that, okay, some things just need to be put to a stop. Some things just need to be put to a stop. And harming innocent life is never accepted, no matter what situation it is, especially when it comes to racism in America. A sickness. That's the sickness of America. And when you got people out here that's pushing these ideologies and harming innocent life, they need to be dealt with accordingly. They just need to be dealt with. Just like y'all say with the violence and with all this other stuff going on, a lot of these mentalities need to be dealt with, and it's going to take the people to do it. When we tired of it, we can get rid of it. Only reason some of these mentalities is able to thrive is because the people that's doing it, they agree. They agree. That's how it's able to thrive. All right, when we come back, or before we go to break, let's give away some money.
One call, that's all.
Now's your chance to be entered into our one call, that's all, 5K giveaway. That's right, be entered in to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Office. Be caller number 10 right now at 833-212-1017, and you will be entered in to win $5,000 right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, courtesy of Gruber Law Office. Again, call 833-212-1017, and you'll be entered in to win our Gruber Law Office 5K giveaway. And remember, if you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Office today. Visit them at gruber-law.com. For official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
Hey, is this Carolyn?
It is.
Congratulations, Carolyn. You just won this.
Congratulations. Woo!
God is good all the time.
What would you do with $5,000?
I'm going to buy my nieces some school clothes because my nephew just passed away.
Aww.
So I'm going to get them some clothes.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It all started with a new invention in 1925, the roll screen. The ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born in Pella, Iowa, and has introduced the world to innovation, game-changing decisions ever since. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, and always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. There's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Certain restrictions apply. Yes, that's up to 5 years with no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
If I ain't your partner,
why the f*** these niggas wanna go against the grain? Why the f*** these niggas wanna drag it up in the name? True story. I know some niggas who hurt me, they hurt me. A couple bitches who hurt me, they hurt me. The jury don't want me to make it. The DA, I know that he working. Oh, he working. Prosecutors wanna help me. What? I'm hoping they don't do me dirty. It's 40, I got the 30. Shoot on go, he shoot perfect.
I keep 100 on me. After what they done to bleed. The same ones who put him to sleep. We all used to be in the
Salute to Carlton. You'll be entered in to win our One Call That's All 5K giveaway. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, give Gruber Law Office a call today. Visit them at gruber-law.com. For official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. We've been talking about this incident with this 13-year-old boy in one of these sundown towns. Hey, we gonna organize around it. I'll give everybody the heads up. I might do my show live from Highland. I might have to go out there and go live. But we got other information about the post-flood damage. Guess people are waiting for FEMA to kick in. A lot of people are hoping that they can get something because a lot of times the insurance may not have covered anything. A lot of people may not have had renters insurance. This is probably a good time to try to look into some renters insurance and make sure that you understand that you may have to add some type of water damage concept to the insurance as well. But there's an article about people that are still going through suffering from the flood and looking for hope that FEMA may come through for them. Salute to Erika Crowley for coming through. Gave me a bunch of information to hand out to those that may need some help. And I'm also working on something as well with the flood ideas, and I'll be announcing that here soon. Rental Housing Resource Center, Erika Crowley was in with along with community advocates talking about the resources for the renters and landlord-tenant rights. Y'all got to know your rights. And I know the first is coming up, and you may be like, hey, the landlord ain't cleaned this up. But once you don't pay the rent, you out of your tenant rights. Understand what I'm saying? Well, we got some video on this. People are still waiting for FEMA. Let's listen.
Has now formally requested a disaster declaration from President Trump as southeast Wisconsin continues to recover from historic flooding. This as Impact 211 has released new numbers about which areas were hit the hardest. This heat map shows the percentage of households that reported flood damage in each zip code. The worst, 53218. That's in northwestern Milwaukee, where more than 23% of households reported damage. And that's where Melissa lives. Our Mary Jo Ola met with her today to see where things stand now as she tries to move forward.
More than 2 weeks after major flooding hit Milwaukee, the curbs are clear, but Melissa Bennett's neighborhood has changed.
They moved out. The house directly across me, they had to move out.
The basement in Melissa's duplex on North 61st Street filled with several feet of water. Cars were almost completely submerged. She says her car doesn't work anymore, and these photos show the mold growing in the basement.
I had to cover my vents with plastic and buy air purifiers because it was affecting my respiratory.
She can't afford to move. Taking her son to school and making it to work has been beyond hard.
Every day I have a different emotion when I wake up. I try to pep talk myself and say, okay, it'll be okay. It's gonna get better. And then it can't, it could be worse. And then maybe an hour from then, I'm like, okay, how could it get worse?
On Wednesday, Governor Tony Evers sent a formal request for President Donald Trump to approve federal help. A preliminary assessment of individual properties in Milwaukee Washington, and Waukesha counties found 1,500 residential structures were destroyed or had major damage.
Anything would help. I don't have a specific dollar amount, just anything, any help at all.
Like many cases, insurance won't cover Melissa's flood damage. She's hoping federal assistance will come quickly to go toward her transportation or a washer and dryer.
You know, we're trying to help ourselves, but we need help. We do need help. Some of us just can't get out of this by ourselves. We need help.
If the governor's request is approved, information on how to apply for financial assistance will be made available. Now, it's important to note that a FEMA visit to your property is not required to be eligible for any assistance. This entire process could take several weeks. In Milwaukee, Mary Jo Ola, TMJ4 News.
Hey, understand that a lot of people are suffering right now, and be mindful when y'all out and about, because a lot of people are struggling and the stress levels are high. They're hoping that FEMA could come and give them some relief. I had the Rental Housing Resource Center, because a lot of people rent. They are living in units that they're displeased with because maybe the landlord is not acting fast enough to remedy what the situation is. Once again, contact Rental Housing Resource Center. Also contact community advocates. Don't withhold rent without going through the third party. If y'all feel like the landlord is not doing what he's supposed to do, you want to keep your tenant rights intact. Once you don't have your tenant rights, they can file an eviction on you and put you through the eviction process, and it can get messy. It could get messy. I understand that a lot of people have been suffering for a couple weeks now, and I've been getting calls from, and I've been staying on the phone trying to talk to them. Many times it looks hopeless, but I'll say have some patience and see what we can do as well as a community. See what we can come up with too. A lot of brothers and sisters on the front lines are going around helping and trying to remedy some of these situations. And salute to all the brothers and sisters that are taking action into their own hands. But I'll say this, it's definitely frustrating to see something unexpected cause this much damage to a lot of families in our neighborhoods. A lot of damage, a lot of water damage. And I think that when we talk about just the mold and the things, and some people are already having health issues, it's just a huge issue right now. And this is the aftermath of the flood. And hopefully we can get some assistance from FEMA. But this may be a good time in looking at renters insurance and making sure that, if something else happens again, we're better prepared. And looking at your insurance policy and see if they're covering water damage or sewage damage, or, you got to make sure that you look at the fine print on a lot of this stuff.
Check the fine print.
Yeah, check that fine print
agreement,
and on the rent agreement. And we got to start making sure that we're being more wise and hip to if something bad happens. I think sometimes we just happy to get a place, but then when something bad happens, we like, oh man, like now you want to read the fine print. Now you want to read the fine print. But if y'all want to chime into the conversation, we got a little time before Advocate Arthur Elizabeth Brown comes on the line, 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. Sir Chance in the chat, he'll go. He's talking about Allen, the caller that called in. He'll go, yep, your last caller, Allen, will go. He has street cred. Oh, and yes, it's confirmed he does have a black wife. So that's no cap at all. Hey, some people want to help, and I think that many times we all get triggered when we see things, especially when we see a young child. If that doesn't trigger you, then something is wrong. Like if you didn't get triggered by what happened to that young boy in this barn, in this town, where it looked like some of these guys were adults, older people, way older than him. If you don't get triggered by that, then you're the problem. Something is wrong with you. Like you're a part of the problem. Because I don't care who that young person could have been. It's just triggering to me to watch a group of people and the racial slurs. This is a hate crime that went on. Everybody involved in this needs to be arrested and prosecuted for the hate crimes. I remember when the Asians they said that they was being hated against, and then everybody ran over there and they made a big deal about it. And then we got hate crimes going on with blacks all the time, and it seems like, oh, don't worry about it. Like y'all so used to seeing it, y'all so numb about seeing it. But it's time for reckoning. It's a reckoning time. We got Al from Sherman Park on the lines. How you doing, Al?
Hey, Tory, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Hey, how you doing? I'm fine.
Yeah, I saw that video that you played of the kid getting beat up in the barn. Now, it looked like they grabbed a redhead, curly-head kid, and he looked like he was shocked. Was he maybe the one that brought him out there not knowing what these people were
in
like?
the red shirt?
He was a redhead. He was up against a black car, and they grabbed him by the shirt like they were going to beat him up, too. And who was filming it? Who posted it?
Man, they posted it on Snapchat. Like, it's out. It went... Some of the people at the barn posted it on Snapchat.
That's crazy.
Like they was filming
crazy.
it. Like they was out there and they was filming the whole thing and they posted it live to like a Snapchat or a TikTok.
Well, I know people accuse me of not believing there's racism, but that was definitely racist of those people out there. I hope they get the book thrown at them. And I hope what's Josh Call doing? Because he'll be down here campaigning when he wants to be governor and campaigning amongst the black people. Shouldn't he be bringing a civil rights suit against these people?
Look, I'm telling you, we already working on it. We already trying to get in contact with his office. This is a small town, so sometimes these police departments, they all buddies, they all friends, they all family members. Maybe they nephews in the barn or one of they kids in the barn. So they'll try to do the arrest to calm everybody down, but then on the back end it'll be some BS.
Well, he's a top cop. He's the top cop of the state, so he's got powers. He's got powers, and so the black folks that voted for him should be lighting up a fire under his butt to get out there and get that taken care of.
Hey, trust me.
Okay, that's all I had.
Thank you, Al. Like I said, salute to Attorney B. Ivy Lamar, who was on the phone with me yesterday with the mother, working on the situation, and I'm making my rounds on the situation. So, like I said, we just got it yesterday. This just happened. I just got it. The article says this happened. Let me go back to the article that was printed. The article from this station, 27 WKO, they said that this happened August 16th. It's August 28th. And it just made it to me last night. So that means this has been going on for what? 14 days? I mean, where's the arrest? Where's the charges? Where are the charges at? Where's the article on the charges? I don't see it. I just see that there's an original article on the event. And the mom told me what she told me last night, some things I'm not going to say on the air. And she said it's more video. She said it's more video than what we're seeing. We got Tracy on the line. How you doing, Tracy?
How you doing? All right, I was just trying to see what type of plans you had on riding out there, man.
Oh, we working on it right now. I just got it last night. Some brothers reached out to me from Chicago. Some brothers in Milwaukee reached out, and then we're going to try to. Today, I'm a sit tight, and we're going to try to put together a plan. And the mother, with the mother and the attorney that's working on it. And trust me, we gonna put it. And you got to be strategic. And when you go out there, making sure that everybody got a tank full of gas too.
Tank full of gas.
And a nice car.
It'd be nice to have a caravan, you know.
Right. We gonna do a caravan.
You know how
right.
just like the police do. The police have a show of force, so we could have a show of support.
It's definitely gonna be a caravan.
Yeah, so I love the information. I don't know if my number popped up on y'all line, but if you take my number down, because I got a few stories, man. Because I've been dealing with the police out here. Because I drive out to Sussex every day to go to work, and the police out here is ridiculous.
I can believe it.
It's more white people that take Silver Spring all the way out here, but it's more black people that get pulled over, going to work or coming home every day.
And I talked about that. When we get them nice jobs out there, and we get on their radar, we get harassed.
They sit out and stalk me every morning because they pulled me over. Didn't have no reason. I was turning a corner.
They said you double stopped at the stop sign. They said you double stopped at the stop sign.
Well, the guys see me every day. He waited to a day after my tags expired and pulled me over.
Oh, wow.
I had the registration on my lap because I was going to do it online when I got to work. I showed him that I was getting ready to do it once I got to my job. He still wrote the ticket out. And guess what? They're way in Oconomowoc. So I wasn't going to drive all the way out there to fight it in court.
Oh, wow.
So that was a ripoff because it's way in Oconomowoc.
But those are
I'm
tricks.
trying to figure out why would the sheriff be way down here in Sussex writing tickets, and I got to go to Oconomowoc courthouse to fight it.
And that's the tricks of the trade.
So,
they when they see us coming out there, they start doing these type of tricks. A lot of people tell me that when they get these jobs out there in these towns and they be driving, once they understand your car and who you are, they gonna start harassing. And that's what a lot of people tell me. And I actually experienced that when I was living out in Iowa and Minnesota. So, hey, look, when we come back, we'll be joined on the lines by advocate Arthur Elizabeth Brown. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
Jess Sims is always looking to take her performance to the next level.
I'm facing you, then you're gonna switch.
You got this, Jess.
We got this.
And she needs her money to work as hard as she does. That's why she uses U.S. Bank Smartly Checking and Savings, which does exactly that, helping her track her spending and grow her money.
About the mental work.
Together, we'll achieve more than any of us could alone. That's the power of Jess, and this is the power of us. Visit usbank.com today to get started. Member FDIC, copyright 2025, U.S. Bank.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
We address people, young boys, as if they're grown when they're not. For me, they're not young men, they're young boys. And I think if we can keep them in that space, I can do a lot more with someone in middle school when I treat them as the boy that they are versus trying to make them men when they're not, and they probably have very few examples of that.
Listen to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Coming with straight truth.
Tory, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you when I first started hearing your voice. And what you're doing, in the words of T-Pain and Gorilla, I love it.
Thank you, brother. Bless.
Hey, I'm down with you, man. I missed your last gathering, but the next one I'm going to be there, and I'm going to make sure I introduce myself because, hey, you're God in all circumstances.
Catch The Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Never miss a moment of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 1017 The Truth.
Violence is a tool. Violence is a tool of oppression. It's a tool of subjugation. It's a tool of manifest destiny. Let's not say all of a sudden, oh, hip-hop music is why people are right. No. Y'all know how America was discovered? Murder, slavery, human trafficking. The origin origins of violence predates hip-hop. Can we at least agree on that?
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
Dropped my pants. I had to make sure I wasn't seen. You know, I don't want nobody to get surprised.
This is a sick Negro.
I'm just a real one. I peed again, came on back. I said, what y'all been doing? We've been out here for 3 hours. Y'all ain't peed yet? Just sitting here, we playing beer pong, and y'all sitting here peeing next to me? I'm still itchy today. Thinking something wrong. Am I the only one that's astonished by this?
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by Lowe's.com. Code with Clossie is a nonprofit organization launched to help young women and non-binary teens break into coding. But as artificial intelligence advances, it could defeat the purpose of a coding boot camp like Code with Clossie. Osiami Okparia is CEO of Code with Clossie, and she told Bloomberg at a recent event that her initiative doesn't see itself as just teaching people how to code.
We're actually thinking more broadly than actually time spent hands on keyboard producing code. There is a lot that you can learn from a set of skills that are durable and transferable when you learn to code. You're learning computational thinking. You're learning a way of solving problems, decomposing them. These are all skills that we believe are transferable to problem solving in any domain.
Code with Clossie is helping young women from all backgrounds get into fields where diversity is lacking. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. Milwaukee Brewers' 2-game winning streak came to a screeching halt. They fall to the Arizona Diamondbacks, this one by a final score of 3-2. The good news for the Brewers, they still enter the day with a 6.5-game lead in the National League Central as the Cubs fall to the Giants once again. Tough news injury-wise, though, for the Milwaukee Brewers. All-star closer Trevor McGill hitting the 15-day IL list with a flexor strain in his elbow. He expects to be ready after that 15 days is up. And lastly, we'll head over to the NFL as Week 1 approaches for the Green Bay Packers. According to ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde, wide receiver Jaden Reed dealing with a Jones fracture in his foot. However, the wide receiver plans to be ready for Week 1 against the Detroit Lions. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Got outgrown kids' clothes, toys, books, and baby gear? Turn clutter into cash at Just Between Friends, Milwaukee County. Consigners earn 60% and get to shop early with Friends. Unused items, donate, help local families in need. The sale runs from September 18th to the 21st at the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center. Pre-sale September 18th. Free shopping September 19th and 20th, plus half-price pre-sale and sale, paid and free tickets available online. Register to consign, drop off items September 17th and pick up or donate September 22nd. Visit Milwaukee County JBFsale.com. That's Milwaukee County JBFsale.com. Helping families say yes. Joining me on the lines is advocate, author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Liz?
Salute, King. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. There's a lot going on. Once again, I spoke to a mother recently about her son out there in one of them sundown towns. Definitely a lot going on with that.
It's definitely. I mean, you know, again, it's egregious. But I think it's a continuous reality check. Me and you, we've been watching these, you know, people's For You page, these black truckers coming up being hung, and they saying they hung themselves. And we seeing this everywhere at a time where, you know, again, we already battling other things, you know, just on a personal level as a people, but the reality of what's taking place, especially with this young man. And I send my prayers up for this family. And I'm definitely looking forward to, taking a trip. But at the same time, what I'm learning, people can say what they want about our community. They can say what they want about black children. But time and time again, one thing for sure and two for certain, that if everyone wasn't in agreement, and I'm talking about everyone that's not black, it wouldn't exist. It is ingrained in America. It is the fabric of America. And the sad and sick reality is the fact that hate is not taught in black homes, okay? When you see individuals slinging the N-word, knowing that it has blood on it, it just angers me because, again, we don't teach hate. So it set our children up to be violated because they truly believe that they can befriend any and everybody. And the reality of being black in America is the fact remains that as long as they can keep us down, everybody else can eat. And so when our children mix, when we fight so hard to quote unquote get out the hood, and we thinking we're sending our children to better establishments, when we ourselves go to PWIs, with predominantly white institutions, and thinking that we're doing something, but not understanding that the fabric of America, which is racism, you met with force with that. And that's what makes it so crazy to me that right here in the city of Milwaukee, where all the jobs for those of us who live in the inner city, we have to go to the outskirts, knowing that driving there is a risk, knowing that if you buy a house in one of these counties, that there's a risk. The risk we continue to take instead of trying to uplift, rebuild, renew our frame of thought inside a place where, you can at least drive without getting pulled over from being black, and that really ain't a true statement even in our community, especially with the stop and frisk and everything else, because, again, you have the people from the outskirts coming in being the police officers, being able to apply that type of pressure on our community. So I would say at this point we have to teach our children that they're the most hated, okay? That they can't trust anyone because, again, the lies that have been told about history. This is a country who has raped, robbed, pillaged, stole, hung, fed black babies to alligators, okay? Barbecued. When you understand the things that has taken place in America against a group of people who originally from America. Because as I follow my ancestry, Tory, and my father used to always say that we originated from America, that is facts. And I have the paperwork to prove it. You understand what I'm saying? So the reality is for this to be 2025 and we're going into 2026. And that we seen is a scene from the 1940s, the 1930s, the 1950s, no matter who the president was. You always hear about the strange fruit, individuals being hung, the N-word being used, individuals being violated. And here we are still with the hearts of the mothers and fathers of civilization not teaching our children the truth. that they're hated, then they befriend individuals who take them to places to violate them. And then as soon as you bring up the truth, it's why are you using the race card? It ain't a card, it's a reality. And we see it time and time again, and yet and still we will still mislead our children. We're not preparing them. We're setting them up. When we don't tell the truth about America, when we don't tell them the truth about the sundown towns, when we don't tell them the truth outside of what down south is. Because they'll tell you that the South is racist, but even in the North is so racist that they even separate the white folks. You got the Jewish community, the Italian community. Down south is just all white. In the North, they separate the whites. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we have to really get real with what's transpiring in America, because when we don't remember, we repeat it.
Hey, look, when we come back, I want to get your final thoughts on the show today, Elizabeth Brown. Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It all started with a new invention in 1925, the roll screen. The ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born in Pella, Iowa, and has introduced the world to innovation, game-changing decisions ever since. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, and always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. There's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Certain restrictions apply. Yes, that's up to 5 years with no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at Hawes Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact Hawes of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, come on. Did you violate it?
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Joining me on the lines, Elizabeth Brown, advocate and author. Elizabeth Brown, another powerful conversation today.
Absolutely.
Let me get your final thoughts.
I mean, at the end of the day, King, we just have to get real. Like I said, what's not remembered will be repeated. What's not known is a trap. not only for us, but our children. Nobody is going to come. Nobody is, outside of ourselves is going to change it. When we talk about our ancestors had to stand against it. And they, again, I don't know, where we got lost. I guess in the trusting and believing that, there's going to be a kumbaya moment. And the reality is, like I said, there has to be some togetherness on everybody else's side to keep us docile and at the bottom. When we start to invoke what it is that we are, which is the greatness that's within, then the game is over. Right now, we need to make sure that not only do our children, but that we know what history has shown. Start to pick up some books and understand the egregiousness of America against individuals that look like yourself and what our ancestors had to do to get where they at. Again, it's 2025 and we're moving into 2026. It's already about to be September. Okay. So the reality is it's time for us, again, to recognize what the real is. Educate ourselves, educate our children, and then move accordingly. So with that being said, King, it's Thursday. No matter where we look, sports, movies, racism is real, it's alive and will, always have been, always will be, but the difference is you knowing better, because when you know better, you do better. It's a strategy. You have to know how to move, and how to know how to move, you have to know. So it's time to educate yourselves and stop sitting docile and thinking that, it can't happen to you. It's America. It's happening.
Well, Queen, like I said, it's a lot of fires on the stove, and I'll tell you, every day it's something. I didn't know, until yesterday when I had the conversation with the mom. This had happened August 14th, they said. And it's finally making its way, through, And I say, okay, well, exactly. When we talk about these things and the suppression of some of these ideas, sometimes a lot of this don't make it to the mainstream. A lot of it don't make it.
Come on. And you're right. And that's because a lot of times we'll suffer in silence. It's time for us to, again, make sure that everybody knows. It ain't just you. It's happening to somebody else. And if you quiet, it's going to happen to somebody else. So it's time to speak up, speak out, and do something. So let's get it, King.
All right, Queen. I appreciate you for being on these front lines as usual. It looked like we got a caravan to do.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. Let's get it.
All right, Queen.
One love.
I'll talk to you soon. All right, DJ
Salute.
Brother Z.
All right, Queen. All right, Tory Lowe from Waterfall. Green don't always mean go. Let's get it.
All right, Truth Nation. Salute to everybody in the chat. Another powerful chat. I appreciate everybody for joining the show today out there in Radio Land. Everybody that called in to add to the show today. Hey, look, when I say keep your head on a swivel, green don't always mean go and look both ways before you cross the street. I'm telling you to have high awareness. Make sure you understand what's happening at all times. Everybody ain't your friend. And you got to make sure that you're prepared every day. Hey, look. Keep your head on the swivel. Green don't always mean go. Look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.